ليظهره على دين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. Amma ba'd, by the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most compassionate, and all praise belong to Allah, the one who sent His messenger bil-huda, with the guidance, wa din al-haqq, and the religion of truth. And we sin, and Allah Ta'ala we ask, as He is the one and the only one, we testify that none has the right to be worshipped except Him. He's alone without having any partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah is His slave and His messenger. May the peace and salutations of Allah be upon him and his family and his companions and all those who follow upon his guidance. To proceed, ikhwan. فَاللَّهُمَّ إِنَّا نَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنْ عِلْمٍ لَا يَنْفَعُ وَمِنْ قَلْبٍ لَا يَخْشَعُ وَمِنْ نَفْسٍ لَا تَشْبَعُ وَمِنْ دُعَاءٍ لَا يُسْمَعُ. Verily, Ya Allah, we seek refuge with you from knowledge that has no benefit, and from a heart that has no fear, from a soul that has no satisfaction, no contentment, and from a dua that goes unanswered. From a dua that goes unanswered. فَنُرَحِّبُ بِكُمْ جَمِيعًا إِلَى هَذِهِ السِّلْسِلَةِ الْعِلْمِيَّةِ. So welcome each and every one of you in this series of classes بأن ندرس من علم أحاديث النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام عليه الصلاة والسلام, as we're learning from the science of the hadith of the messenger عليه الصلاة والسلام. فالسؤال الأول, question number 1, إذا نقسم علم الحديث إلى قسمين فما هما? If we were to divide the categories of hadith, or not the categories, ya ikhwan, if we were to break the science of hadith down into 2 parts, what would these 2 parts, what would their names be? Man yujib, who can answer? Ilm al-riwayah or ilm al-dirayah, knowledge of the narration and knowledge of the chain, the men who bring us the narration are sent. وَنَقُولْ فِي أَيْسَرِ تَعْبِيرَاتٍ, and we can say in an easier term, علم ومعرفة المتن ومعرفة السند. نفس المعنى, علم الرواية وعلم الدراية. Same meaning, just easier terms. The knowledge of al-matan, the actual words, and the knowledge of as-sanad, the chain of narration. فندرس يا إخوان الليلة من كتاب الإمام البيقوني رحمه الله تعالى. And we're reading tonight from the words of the noble Imam of Al-Hadith, Imam Al-Bayquni. May Allah have mercy upon him. في كتابه البيقونية أو منظومة البيقونية. And we're reading from his book, the poetry, for lack of better words, by Imam Al-Bayquni. فهو أخذ كتابا, ألف كتابا وجعلها منظومة شعرا ليكون سهلا على الحافظ أو على من يدرس هذا الكتاب, يدرس هذا الكتاب. So this Imam, he came, rahimahullah, and he takes the sciences of hadith, or the categories of each hadith, and he arranges them in a poetic form. It sounds rhythmic. It has a nice sound to it, a flow to it, to make it easy on the memorizer. بعض العلماء يظنون أن هذا الترتيب أسهل وربما يكون على الصواب. والله أعلم. Many scholars of the past used to believe if you make it rhythmic, it's easier to memorize. And perhaps they're right. Allah alam. هذا فكر. That's a position, that's their opinion. لا بأس. طيب, أين وصلنا? Where did we arrive يا إخوان? آخر حديث تعلمناه. The last hadith, our shaykha, our mu'allima. The last hadith we had the honor to learn. What was it? What's that sound يا إخوان? هذا منا. We could turn it down some maybe. Assalamu alaikum. What was the last hadith? Al-Fard. أحسنت. كنا الحديث الفرد يا إخوان وقلنا أن الحديث الفرد هو حديث الغريب. And we mentioned the hadith al-Fard is the same as the hadith al-Gharib. The hadith al-Fard is the same as the hadith al-Gharib. الذي يروي من راو واحد. The hadith that is narrated by one narrator. المشكلة يا إخوان بالنسبة إلى الحديث الفرد أقسامه. The difficulty regarding the hadith al-Fard is the categories of it, the different types of the hadith al-Fard. أريدكم أن تكتبوا هذا. What I want you to write is this. الحديث الفرد هو نفس الحديث الغريب. حديث الفرد هو نفس الحديث الغريب. What I want you to write يا إخوان is the hadith al-Fard is the same hadith as al-Gharib. Same meaning. الحديث الفرد نفس الحديث الغريب. Hadith al-Fard has the same meaning as the hadith al-Gharib. لكن له أنواع. له أنواع. And we're going to add one sentence. لكن له أنواع. So I want you to write the hadith al-Fard is just like the hadith Gharib. Same. However, it has categories. However, لكن له أنواع, but it has types, has categories. طيب, من يكرر التعريف? Who can repeat the meaning or definition? Masi? It has types or categories. طيب. الحديث الفارد ما يتفرد بروايته راو واحد. For the hadith al-Fard is the hadith that the narration itself, there's only one narrator who's narrating it. يتفرد بروايته راو واحد. The narration, whatever the narration is, only one narrator brings it. Only one narrator narrates it. هذا نفس الغريب. So that's the same meaning as غريب. Same meaning. لكن له أي حديث الفرد أنواع. The difference is the second sentence. However, the hadith al-Fard has categories. Has categories. أنواعه ثلاثة. Has three categories. وقال بعضهم اثنان. And others, just to be fair, some scholars say it has three. Some scholars say it has two. وقال بعضهم خمسة. And some scholars say five. وهذا نفس المعنى. And that's the same meaning. نكرر هذا. Let's say that again يا إخوان. قال بعضهم اثنان. Some scholars say two. وقال بعضهم ثلاثة. Some scholars say three. وقال بعضهم خمسة. Some scholars say five.
Just combine.
You put them together. طيب. أحيانا العلماء يختلفون. Sometimes the scholars differ يا إخوان. أحيانا في المعنى. Sometimes in the meaning of something. أحيانا في ماذا أقسام. Sometimes in the categories of something. وأحيانا في العدد. وهذا كثير. Sometimes they differ in the numbering. مثال التوحيد. كم أقسام التوحيد? How many categories of توحيد are there? ثلاثة. اثنان. وكم؟ أربعة. قال بعضهم أقسام التوحيد ثلاثة. وهذا مشهور. Some scholars say the types of توحيد are three, and this is the most famous position, that there are three. قال بعضهم اثنان. Other scholars say two. وهذا مشهور كذلك، لكن ليس كنفس الشهرة الأولى. This position is also famous too, that there are two types, but not as famous. And some say four. وهذا ليس مشهورا. And the fourth, or those that say it's four categories, they're not that popular. That category is not as famous. نقول كل هذا نفس المعنى. We say all of that is the same meaning. Who can explain? Some say 3, some say 2, some say 4. How can 2, 3, and 4 be the same? وهذا ليس رياضية. We're not talking about math.
Some of them overlap.
Huh?
Some of them overlap.
Some of them overlap. That's a good breakdown. You can say that.
Like some of them divide into further parts.
Hey, some go a step further. Those that say 4. I say مثلا لا يوجد من يصلي في المسجد إلا شخص واحد. I say no one is praying in the masjid except one person. ثم أقول لا يصلي في المسجد إلا شخصان. And I say no one is praying in the masjid except 2 people. And then you find a brother praying, a sister making dua. I'm just breaking it down more further. For example, same meaning. The one praying, when I said 1, I was talking about the one in the salah. When I said 2, the sister making dua, the brother is praying, dua is salah. So they're just explaining it with more tafasir, more detail. Those that say 3, what are the 3 that they say? Uluhiyya, Rububiyyah, Asma wa Sifat. Those as the oneness of Allah's worship, oneness of Allah's lordship, and the oneness of Allah's names and attributes. Those that say 2. So now, those that say 2, they're going to combine these 3, and they're going to put 2 together, making 1. They say, مثلا, Tawheed al-Mursil. This goes way back to the Salaf. Tawheed al-Mursil. The oneness of the one who is sending. Who sends? Allah. فجمع كل هذه ثلاثة إلى واحد. So they put all 3 of them, Uluhiyya, Rububiyyah, Asma wa Sifat, into 1. Because they're all talking about Allah. Hey, that's another one. There are many categories, ya ikhwan. And then, of the second category, Tawheed al-Mursil, Uluhiyya, Rububiyyah, Asma wa Sifat, is 1 now. Talking about Allah. And they have another called Tawheed al-Mursal. Mursil, Mursal. وهذا يدل على أهمية لغة العربية. And this shows the virtues and the importance of studying Arabic. عندنا كلمتان, 2 words. المرسل والمرسل. محمد محمدا. وهذا أحيانا نرى الفرق في الأذان. Sometimes you see that what we call the adhan, some of the brothers, we make an error. And we say, Ashhadu anna Muhammadin. Muhammad. وهذا ليس اسمه. That's not his name. You have the word Muhammadin and Muhammadin. Mi, ma. Mursil, mursal. الفعل أرسل يرسل. والمصدر الفاعل مرسل. The verb is أرسل. What does أرسل mean? To send. طيب. The one who sends is the mursil. The one who was sent is the mursal. The maf'ul. It's a maf'ul. So the Tawheed al-Mursil is the Tawheed of the one who is sending. Who sends the prophets and messengers? Allah. And then the Tawheed al-Mursal, the oneness of the one who is sent. Who was the one that was sent? The messengers. وآخرهم, and the last of them, Muhammadun alayhi salatu wasalam. طيب فهذا مثال اختلاف العلماء. That's an example يا إخوان of the differences of the scholars. هذا يسمى ماذا؟ أي نوع من اختلافات? Which type of اختلاف is this called? الفهم. اختلاف الفهم. هذا كثير. You find that a lot يا إخوان. You find that a lot. طيب أين كنا؟ Where we يا إخوان؟ ما هو تعريف? What's the definition? طيب المفرد. المفرد؟ الفرد. أحسنت. طيب أين صفحتي؟ طيب ما هو تعريف? What's the meaning? من كتبه؟ Who wrote?
It's the hadith that's attributed to a trustworthy narrator.
Trustworthy narrator? How many narrators?
1.
Just 1. هو نفس الحديث الغريب. Same hadith as غريب. فائدة ثانية. A benefit. What number benefit? Benefit number 1. بعض العلماء خصص الحديث الفرد بالثقة. Some scholars do say that the hadith al-farad is talking about a reliable narrator. That's the next level. طيب المهم هو انفراد الراوي. At any rate, it's when the narrator, he's by himself. قد يكون ثقة قد يكون ضعيفا. He can be reliable, he can be weak. Although some scholars do say he has to be reliable. Some do say that. تفضل شيخ.
Can you repeat it in Arabic?
بعض العلماء خصص الفرد بثقة. خصص الفرد بثقة. There are some scholars who they do specify, they say, the farad hadith has to be someone reliable. So some do say that. طيب قال بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم التفرد نوعان. We're going to take the position of those who say it's 5. And you'll see why at the end. طيب, the narrator being alone is divided into 2 types. The narrator, the single narration, has 2 types. The farud, at-tafarrud, when someone is alone. معلمتنا تتفرد ما جاءت أصحابها الليلة كانت مشغولات. Our sheikha, she's alone tonight. Her companions didn't come. They were busy. MashaAllah. تفردت, she's alone. طيب واجتمع الرجال, and the brothers are in a group. اجتمع وجاء عاصم, and then Asim came. لماذا تجري في المسجد؟ لا بأس. May Allah bless you. طيب, when I first saw Asim at another masjid, he ran up to me and said, "Oh, you teach me at the other masjid." I said, "Alhamdulillah, may Allah bless you." Alhamdulillah. طيب قال التفرد نوعان. The narrator being alone, or the single narration, is of 2 types. وهذا يتعلق بالفرد ليس الغريب. Now pay attention here. We know we speak fast يا إخوان. إذا أسرع في الكلام فنبئوني. لا ليس مشكلة. I know I talk fast. If I go too fast, just remind me إن شاء الله تعالى. ليس مشكلة. No problem يا إخوان. فكان الشيخ من إفريقي فزادني حبا له في كلامه لأنه يتكلم بسرعة وأنا أتكلم بسرعة كذلك. طيب, there was a big sheikh, one of the most impressive scholars I've ever heard about as I've in my Islam حتى اليوم. وأنا لا أميل إليه لأنه من إفريقي. لا, لكنه إفريقي. And I'm not leaning towards him because he's African, I'm African. No, but he is from Africa. I didn't make him from Africa. هذا من الله. That's from Allah. طيب, and he speaks real fast. Super fast. Super fast. At any rate, سئل عن سؤال عظيم. He was asked a tremendous question. قال يا شيخ بعض الطلاب يقولون فيك تتكلم بسرعة. ماذا تقول في هذا؟ فهم يظنون أن الشيخ يغضب مثل هذا. لا يغضب, هو شيخ من كبار العلماء في العصر رحمه الله. So the question is, "Oh Shaykh, some of the students say you talk so fast. It's hard to understand you." It is. He talks so fast. One night we're going to bring some of his audios. And you're going to say, "Play it again." Sister's going to say, "Play it back." Master's going to say, "Rewind it again." He speaks so fast. MashaAllah. So they thought the Shaykh was going to get offended. He's one of the major scholars of hadith of our time. Who's going to make him mad, ya ikhwan? So the Shaykh, they said, "What do you say about that, Shaykh? Some of the people say you talk fast. We don't understand. What do you say?" He says, "لعلي لا أتكلم سريعا. لعلكم ماذا تسمعون بالبطء." He said, "Perhaps I don't really talk fast. You guys just listen slow." فضحك الشيخ. So he began to laugh. He said, "No, perhaps I'm not speaking as fast as you think. Maybe I'm not. Maybe you guys just listen slowly." So that's a nice joke, ya ikhwan. May Allah bless you. Have mercy on the Shaykh. طيب قال الفرض المطلق. First category. Benefit number 3. التفرد المطلق. The unrestricted, absolute, single narration. الفرض المطلق. The absolute, unrestricted, single narration. ما معنى هذا? What does that mean يا إخوان? Absolute. بدون تقييد. It's not restricted. We love all the ulama مطلقا, absolutely, without restriction. The African mashaykh, we love them. The Pakistani mashaykh, we don't give them enough credit. At one time, Pakistan was a pinnacle of hadith. إذا كنت تطلب الحديث عليك أن ترحل إلى Pakistan. At one point in time, if you wanted to study hadith, you had to go to Pakistan. India. We don't give the Indian mashaykh credit. Holding ya ikhwan. It's not just African Yemen. No, holding. Generations ago. طيب. What does it mean مطلق? أي بدون تقييد. Without restriction. We love all the scholars. From this madhab, that madhab, it doesn't matter. He's a scholar, نحبه شرعيا. We love him. Doesn't matter if he's Maliki, Hanbali, Hanafi, Sufyani. It doesn't matter. We love all the scholars, ya ikhwan. Without restriction. طيب. وَالَّذِينَ عَلَى السُنَّةِ نُحِبُّهُمْ أَكْثَرُ. And those scholars who are on the sunnah, may Allah make us and you on the sunnah, we love them more. We love them more. طيب. طيب. الفرض المطلق التفرد المطلق. What do we say يا إخوان? The absolute, unrestricted, single narration. مطلقا. Absolute, unrestricted. No restrictions. Just one narrator. Just one. It's مطلق. No restrictions. Absolute, unrestricted, تفردا. Single report. Single narration. جاءت معلمتنا مثلا وهي من إفريقيا بحديث واحد. طيب. هذا الفرض. Our beloved sister, she comes, she's African. She's by herself with this narration. The hadith is فرض. هذا الولد هو يأتي هو صغير وهو الوحيد الذي يأتي بهذا السند أو بهذا الحديث. هذا الحديث فرض. This little child comes. First example, a woman. Second example, a child. He's the only one with this narration. فرض. طيب. It's مطلقا. Absolute, unrestricted. وأن لا يروى الحديث إلا من طريق واحد. Meaning, whatever the narration is, it only has one narrator. It's mutlaq, unrestricted. Black, white, Arab, non-Arab, animal, jinn, bashar, mankind. لا يهم, doesn't matter. One narrator. ثقة ضعيفا, can be reliable, weak, it doesn't matter. So the first category, التفرد المطلق, absolute, unrestricted, single narrator. قال وهو أن لا يروى الحديث إلا من طريق راو واحد بأي وجه من الوجوه. Meaning the hadith, whatever the hadith is only one narrator. Only has one narrator from all of the angles. Just one narrator. Only one. ويسمى الحديث الذي يروى على هذا الوجه فردا. So this example here, the hadith that has one narrator, you can call it fardan. This hadith is fard. You can also call it gharib. Two meanings. تعلمنا غريب قبله. We learned غريب before. You can call it gharib, you can call it fard. تفضل. One person, but it doesn't have to be from the Prophet.
Okay.
It can be any, from whoever.
And there's still people in the chain, right?
Still people in the chain.
Okay.
One narrator. It could be a hadith al-Bukhari. It could be موقوف على البخاري. It could be مرفوع إلى النبي. أي متن ما. This is not restricted to the Prophet عليه السلام. It could be Bukhari's hadith. If one narrator, it brings it only, just one. You can call that fard. You can also call it gharib. طيب. مثال حديث إنما الأعمال بالنيات. من سمعه من النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام حديث عمر. فيمكننا أن نقول هو حديث فرد أو هو حديث غريب أو هو حديث أحد. We can call the hadith إنما الأعمال بالنيات 3 terms from the categories of hadith or the terminologies of hadith. You can say it's a hadith farad, you can say it's a hadith gharib, you can say it's a hadith ahad. نفسها أو كلها نفس المعنى. All of them have the same meaning. It's one narrator. You can say ahad, farad, gharib. That's the first example here. طيب. قال ويطلق عليه الغريب أيضا. He says, and you can also call it gharib. You can call it farad, you can also call it gharib. النوع الثاني, second type, التفرد النسبي. التفرد النسبي. Second type of single report, single narrator, or single report is the relative single report. The relative nisbi is relative. Relative. التفرد النسبي, a relative single report. فعندنا قسمان. Now we have 2 types. What's the first one, Sheikh Abdul Wahab? مطلق. No restrictions. One narrator. Man, woman, black, white, Arab, animal, jinn, bashar, man, doesn't matter. Reliable, not reliable, strong memory, weak memory, لا يهم. None of that's important. هو وحده, هي وحدها, he's alone, she's alone. That's all that matters. One person. Second category? التفرد النسبي is relative. أي لشيخ ما, to a specific person. مثلا هذا الإمام مالك يروي عن الزهري مثلا, وعند الزهري كثير من طلاب. Imam Malik narrates from Imam al-Zuhri. Imam Malik, but Imam al-Zuhri has many students. But Imam Malik is one of the ones that are only reliable. So you see Malik an al-Zuhri, this hadith is farudun li Malik. This hadith is farud, meaning Imam Malik is the only one that's reliable who narrates from Imam al-Zuhri. For example, he has others, but Imam Malik is the main one. Fardu at-tafarrudu an-nisbiyu, an-nisbiyu, relative single report. Can also be a city or a country. We say مثلا, give me an example. هذا الشيخ كلكم من بلد مختلف. All of you are from different lands. مثلا. طيب نخرج ماسي. What's your name one more time? Aryan. من أين أنت أصلا? Iraq. طيب let's take out Masi and Aryan. Iraq and Pakistan, huh? Afghanistan. So the rest of the brothers are from Somalia. So our sisters, where is sister from? Somewhere in Africa. From Sudan. طيب let's take out Sudan, and we got our Sheikh Muhammad from Pakistan. طيب now Masi على جنب, Aryan على جنب, our Sheikh من Sudan على جنب, Muhammad على جنب. والبقية Somaliyun. So we take our 3 students away. طيب the rest are from Somalia. طيب فكلكم من نفس البلد, كلكم ترون الحديث. فهذا الحديث فرد من أجلكم. So now we remove the other brothers that are not from Somalia. Now the remaining of the narrators are from the same country. That can also be farad. It can be relative to a person, it can be relative to a state, a country, a city. So it's relative. طيب تفضل. طيب. We didn't do the second one yet. The first one? You got the first? Yeah. Nisbi.
How about the mutlaq?
Now we did that one. مطلق. ألا يروى الحديث إلا من طريق واحد من راو واحد.
How about the nisbi?
We didn't do that one yet.
Oh.
الآن إن شاء الله. May Allah bless you. طيب التفرد النسبي تعريفه. The definition of النسبي هو أن يكون الحديث فردا بالنسبة إلى جهة خاصة. It's the hadith that is single or singular, alone, with regards to a specific point of view, a specific angle. Pay attention there. بالنسبة إلى جهة خاصة ليس إلى شخص خاص. لا. Pay attention here. It's a hadith, a single report by relative or with that is relative to a specific angle, not a specific person. It could be a person, it could be a country, it could be a time period, it can be a city. All the narrators are from Mecca. You can say this hadith is fard, meaning كل الرواة من مكة. All of them are from Mecca. كلهم من Somal. All of the narrators in the chain are from Somalia. You say هذا الحديث فرد بالنسبة إلى Somalia. This hadith is single, meaning it's alone by way of all the narrators from the same country. بالنسبة إلى النسوة كل نسوة في السنة أو كل أشخاص في السنة من النسوة. هذا الحديث فرد. The hadith, all of the narrators are women. You can say this hadith is fard by way of all the narrators being from women or being women. So pay attention here. بالنسبة إلى جهة خاصة. It's the hadith that has a single report by way of a specific angle, not a person. All of them can be from Africa. All of them can be from India. All of them can be from our brothers on the Telegram. We lost power. I don't know how they are. I think my phone died. It can be all of them are women. All of the narrators can be children. All the narrators can be imams, for example. من جهة خاص, from a specific angle. من لا يفهم هذا? Who doesn't understand that, يا إخوان? First one, ألا يروى الحديث من طريق راو واحد إلا من طريق راو واحد. The mutlaq is just like gharib. The hadith is narrated from one narrator. بوجه من الوجوه, from one angle. It can be more than Umar heard it from the Prophet and then many people heard it after that. It's still fard because one person heard it from one angle. Doesn't have to be everyone in the chain, one narrator. No, just one. The nisbi هو أن يكون الحديث فردا بالنسبة إلى جهة خاصة. The nisbi is the hadith that's alone, single report, single narration, but is single not by a person, with relative to a specific angle. It could be a country. All of the narrators from Medina. You can call that fard. All of them are from Yemen. All of them are from Dimashq. All of them are from. All the narrators are women. Women. You can call that fard. Pay attention to the word إلى جهة خاصة, from a specific angle, not a specific person. وقد يكون تفضل. The second one or the first? وهو أن يكون الحديث فردا بالنسبة إلى جهة خاصة, وهو أن يكون الحديث فردا بالنسبة إلى جهة خاصة. It's when the hadith is alone, singular, بالنسبة, with regards to or with relative to a specific angle. شكرا يا أخي بارك الله فيكم. فما فرق بين المطلق والنسبة? What's the difference between the mutlaq and the nisbah? من يجيب? Who can answer? تفضل شيخ.
One of them is relative بالنسبة relative to a specific angle.
Hey, one of them is relative, specific to a specific angle, and the other one is
Only has one narrator.
only has one narrator, and it's unrestricted. Just one narrator. This narrator can be from this country, that country, could be black, white, a man, a woman. لا يهم, it doesn't matter. One is mutlaq, and one is nisbiyan. One is unrestricted, just one narrator. The second is not about the number. It's single from a jihatin khas, from a specific angle. Like, كلنا الآن نأكل خبز. All of us are eating bread. هذا الفرد. That will be فرد. It's specific. It's single from a jihatin khas, specific angle. All of us are eating bread, for example. طيب. من عنده سؤال هنا? Who has a question here? كلكم فاهمون? Everyone understands? إذا أعطيكم امتحانا الآن كلكم ماذا تنجحون فيه? If I give them a test right now, Sheikh, they all pass? So close your books. In the kids class, when you say that, the kids are my favorite class when the mu'allima's there. They're awesome. She looks at them, they be quiet. Alhamdulillah. So I can't calm them like she can calm them. I try my best. Hey, Assalamu alaikum. Hey, Bismillah. Allahu Akbar. Hey, A'udhu Billah. They don't pay me no mind. Our Sheikh comes and they say, oh, mu'allima. Alhamdulillah, tukhawifahum, mashallah. So once they get out of hand, I have to like text her somehow, send the thing to the sister side, inshallah, so they calm. When the kids are calm, oh, my favorite class. I love you guys also, but the children, mashallah, you have fun. They're so humble when you help the children. And now, after the mu'allima fasih gave them some advice, because they were bad a couple weeks in a row. I was sad. I couldn't control them. And I don't know about Allah's mercy. So I came in the last classes, and they were ready, they were prepared, they wasn't doing backflips, they were ready for class. Alhamdulillah. So we're having better classes like next couple of weeks, ya ikhwan. I want to take them on a trip, and maybe we need like some helpers from the women and from the brothers. I want to take them to like the zoo or something before it gets too cold, inshallah. And we need to get a van or some type of transport. So we're trying to work on something, inshallah, just to take them somewhere, inshallah. May Allah make it easy, akhwan. طيب, let's continue. كم بقي من الوقت؟ تفضل شيخ.
For the restriction for the second one, it have to be like physical, or can it be like, I don't know, let's say they all like something, like say the favorite color is all red.
That's a good question. Allahu A'lam. That's a good question. Could it be something tangible? Allahu A'lam. It looks like it could be. It's a good question. Allahu A'lam. That's a good question. Good angle to look at that. قال بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كأن يكون الحديث مرويا من طرق كثيرة ثم يتفرد راو بروايته عن شخص واحد ومن عداه رواه عنه كثر وهذا يقال فيه تفرد به فلان عن فلان. An example, and this appears to go back to the first one, is the hadith is narrated and has a lot of narrators. Then, from those many narrators, one person from a specific sheikh, only one. For example, there's many narrators of the hadith, but from this particular narrator, one person narrates it from him. Like the example, Imam Malik and Zuhri. Only one person narrates it from this person. So then you could say, تَفَرَّضَ بِهِ فُلَانٌ عَنْ فُلَانٌ. In this regard, you wouldn't say the word غريب. You would say تَفَرَّضَ. He says, you would say, تَفَرَّضَ بِهِ فُلَانٌ عَنْ فُلَانٌ. You would say, this person is alone, narrating it from him. So we have mashayikh. We all have mashayikh. طيب. We're all studying with Imam Ayub. So we all narrate from our beloved Imam. And then we all got students. Masi got students, our Mu'allima has students, Umar Muhammad has students, everybody has students. طيب. So I only have one student. So we all narrated from Imam Ayub. and we all narrate it to our students. I have one student, just one. So you can say my student's name, Mador, Naima. You say تفردت نائمة عن أو به عن أبيها. Naima is alone. She's narrating alone from her Abi. So here's an example of the first one, of a specific, going to a specific person. والراوي إذا قيل إنه تفرد بروايته حديث عن غيره سمي فردا من غير تقييد. Another benefit. The narrator, if it's said about him that he is alone narrating a narration from someone else, it will be called فرد. فهنا الفرق بين الفرد والغريب. So in this example, when it's فرد to a specific person, then you won't say غريب. So they're the same if there's one narrator. You can say أحد, غريب, or فرد. But in the categories of فرد, it gets a little technical. It moves away from غريب. If they have one narrator, you can call it غريب, you can call it أحد, you can call it فرد. Another category, when it's a specific person, you wouldn't say this is غريب upon him. You wouldn't use it like that. You would say تفرد به شخص عن شخص. So in the terms, although they have the same meaning, there's certain ways to use them. مثلا نلعب الكرة السلة. We're outside playing ball. ثم جاء وقت الصلاة. Then it's time to pray. فأنا لا أحتاج إلى الوضوء. I don't need wudu, alhamdulillah. Perhaps, sometimes. You don't need wudu. وأنا أغسل يدي. I'm washing my hands. ثم عمر جاء وقال تتوضأ. Then Umar comes and say, hey, you making wudu? And you say, لا. أنا أغسل يدي. Although he says you're making wudu, I say no, I'm just washing my hands. Although from wudu is to wash your hands. وليس كل غسل اليدين يسمى وضوءا. But not every washing of the hands is called wudu. Okay? So the word can have the same meaning, but in certain instances you have to use them correctly. فنقول مثلا Sheikh Abdul Wahab أعطني ماء. I say, Sheikh, give me some water. He comes with the water. I like the alkaline water, mashallah. I don't like the water Sheikh has, that fancy bottle that tastes like plastic. I don't like that water, ikhwan. Nowadays, the more pretty the wrap, the not so nice the taste. That Dasana, that's a nice, sexy little, chic little bottle. Alhamdulillah, you open it, it just smells like rubber. I don't know, ikhwan. That bottle, the Sheikh, was it Iceland or something? Icelandic, fancy word, somebody's signature little picture, and you open the top. Oh, I don't want that, yeah. At any rate, so now I say to Sheikh Abdul Wahab, Sheikh, أعطني ماء, give me some water. And then I need wudu. I say, Sheikh Umar, أعطني وضوءا, وضوءا بالفتحة, وضوءا. I say, Sheikh, they both are water. But now I'm asking for a specific water. Bring me some wudu with the fatha. One is wudu, one is wadu. Two different words. Wadu is what? ما معنى wadu? What's the meaning of wadu bil fatha? Accent. Al-wudu is specific water. It's the water used to cook with? No. Water used to drink with? No. Wudu is water, specific water that is used to make wudu from. The next time you call somebody to get you some water and you're going to make wudu with it, that's how you use your vocabulary. How you use your vocab. You say, Masi, a'tini wudu'an. Can you bring me some wudu? He said, how can I give you wudu, ya akhi? Wudu is something you make. He said, no, I said wudu. One has a fatha, one has a dhamma. ما هو معنى الوضوء? What is wudu?
The action.
الفعل. Wudu is the action of purification. And the wadu is the water. wudu, wadu. wudu, wadu. وهذا يدل على دقة العربية. And this shows the precision and the accuracy of the Arabic language. نقول مثلا ونعوذ بالله الله أكبر. We say, and we seek refuge from this. Somebody we say in the salah, Allahu Akbar, and he puts the alif between the ba and the ra. And غير المعنى, he changed the meaning by adding one word, one letter. Akbar is different than akbar. Akbar, akbar. ما هو أكبر? What's أكبر? من يعلم? Who knows? أكبر هو طبل. أكبر is like a drum, something you beat on. I'm not telling you to do beats here, that's just to make you laugh. طيب, the أكبر, someone is saying Allah is a طبل. So sometimes the Arab, they're not always being racist. No, some of them are racist. Some of us are racist. May Allah help us all, yeah. Sometimes we have racism and we don't even know it. Sometimes. And we don't even realize it, yeah. There was a brother, he said, I don't like him. I don't like him. What did he do to you? He didn't do nothing. It's just something, I don't like his look. I just don't like how he looks. What did he do to you, ya akhi? He didn't do nothing to me. He treats me nice, actually. It's just something I don't like. When he's around me, I just don't like him. I don't like to look at him. That's racism. To have a projection of a person because of where he's from or how he looks or the likes. Oh, he's African. He's Arab. Oh, I don't like the Arab. He's white man. That's racism. A lot of times we have that with us. Look at sometimes we don't have this in our masjid a lot. Alhamdulillah. Sometimes you go to different masajid. When the people don't put their foot next to your foot, it's not religious a lot of times. For the one يتبع مذهبا مثلا وهو يدين بمذهبه لا بأس عليه أن يعلم. The one who doesn't touch our feet. You go to some masajid, I have a black foot, I'm black, no problem. My Lord made me black. Alhamdulillah. طيب. You go to some masajid, you put your little black foot next to his little white foot, and he has this in his heart. Not the one that's following the madhab. That one can be taught. Some people say Abu Hanifa said you should have a space between the row. I will accept that. Because you can be taught. That's different. Someone moving their foot away from you, because no, my madhab teaches me that not to touch. No problem. After class, we can talk inshallah ta'ala. We'll show you some hadith. No problem. That one is easy. But my little black foot next to your little Arab foot, and you're moving away. Why are you doing that? He's black. I don't want his black foot to touch me. That's harsh. Nor is that from Islam. Some people, you see them sometimes, you touch their foot. Ooh. There was one brother, he had to pray. After class, he said, hey, is my salah correct? You said straighten up. Fill the gaps. I'm trying to fill the gaps. Every time I touch his foot, and you see them, he goes into the ruku, he falls over. That happens in Ikhwan, for example. And sometimes it's not always our ignorance. Sometimes we have disease in our heart. Some of us believe colors make you better, or I'm more honorable because I'm browner, or I'm whiter, or that's a disease in Ikhwan. That's a disease in our hearts. And we have to seek refuge. The Muslims, علينا أن نحب بعضنا بعضا هذا الدين. هذا الإسلام, هذا الكتاب والسنة. In Islam, none of that matters. It humbles me, ikhwan, as I used to be Christian. And you come into Islam and you read about the love of the brotherhood and sisterhood. Allahu Akbar. And then you see our actions. If it was for our actions, none of us wouldn't be Muslims. Alhamdulillah, we accepted Islam by Allah's mercy. Not from what we see. Many of us, where's the brotherhood? Where? When you read the Quran, all you hear is brotherhood, 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 sisterhood, sisterhood, sisterhood. When you read the Hadith, brotherhood, in battles. Allahu Akbar. You see the ukhuwah, the brotherhood. When this man is wounded and the nurse comes to treat the man and he says, La la ghayri ghayri. No, go to him, go to someone else. You give him water. And he go to him, the second man, La la ghayri ghayri. No, give it to my brother. He needs the water. Go to someone else. By the time it gets to him, he passed away. He was in need of the water. Where they had bugs in their houses and they wouldn't chase the insects out. He would be patient with the harm of the insects in his house. Because if I chase them out, they're going to go where? Where? To my brother's house. Who thinks like this, ya ikhwan? I've not reached the level that if I see a snake in my house, you got a bismillah snake, you got to get out of here. I'm not going to not chase the snake away out of fear he's going to go to the sheikh's house. No, alhamdulillah, it's not my house, ya akhi. That's us. That's many of us. When was the last time we had food? It was, yeah, sheikh, I got some extra food. We only feed each other in Ramadan. Most of us as Muslims. Soon as Ramadan comes, watch out, everybody's going to have food, mashallah. We should do that in Ramadan and outside Ramadan. Sadaqah, visiting somebody that's sick. These are essential principles in our religion. We don't even know each other. So how am I going to visit you when you're sick? أَنَا لَا أَعْرِفُكَ أَصْلًا. I don't even know you. So how can I visit you? You get somebody a ride home nowadays, he don't even want you to know where he lives. You say, يا أخي, alhamdulillah, أنت توصلني إلى البيت? نعم. You can take me home? Alhamdulillah. You get to the store and say, hey, أوقف هنا على جنب السوق. You get near his house, he says, oh, ya akhi, I don't know you like that. Pull over at the gas station, let me out. I'm your brother. Yeah, I don't, alhamdulillah, you black. I don't know you. You white, you out, whatever it is. You new to me. Nope, I can take you. Yeah, I don't let nobody know where I live at. That's disease most of us have. You call somebody by their government name. Many of you accepted Islam, alhamdulillah. Y'all don't have government names. Government name is your Islam, your name that you have qabla al-Islam, before Islam. You call someone by his government name. His name is Muhammad in Islam. His mother named him William. هو لا يريد شخصا يعلم ذلك. He don't want no one to know that. So he comes and, hey, brother William. He's mad. Oh, who told you my name? He's mad at that. You're my brother. I'm not going to know everything about you. No, some things are private. But I should know some things about you. If something was to happen, you're in need of something, you get sick, you need some charity, some food. How can the Muslims help each other? If we don't know each other, ya ikhwan. And I'm not talking about the help that we give country-based. These are my countrymen. I'm not talking about that. We do that, but we barely help someone else. Nowadays, you contact the masjid for sadaqah. First thing they say, hey, what masjid you go to? Whatever masjid I go to, it doesn't matter. For example, we'll stop there, ya ikhwan. One of you guys had your hands up? لا بأس. عندك شيء؟ one of you had your hand up? طيب لا بأس. We'll stop there, ya ikhwan. تجاوزت عن الوقت وآسف لهذا. We passed part of the time slightly, and I apologize about that, ya ikhwan. Little Sheikh, تريد أن تؤذن? You want to call the adhan? لا بأس. Get those good deeds. I like when the youth call their adhans. Sometimes the brothers, we get offended, ya ikhwan, because many of our children, they make mistakes calling the adhan. And that's okay, ya ikhwan. We shouldn't get offended towards that. We should encourage them. Sometimes we make the younger ones feel we hurt their hearts. And we shouldn't do that, ya ikhwan. He's trying to call the adhan. Even while you're correcting him, you motivate him and encourage him. Don't take away his desire. It's honorable when our children rush up after classes. They want to wrestle to call the adhan. That's honorable, ya ikhwan. You want to call it? Get those good deeds, ya sheikh. Let me hear your voice. May Allah bless you. Your first time, tomorrow, you're not going to be as shy. We're not going to look at you, inshallah. We're going to close our eyes. May Allah bless you. Come here so I can be in my video. Come on.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
May Allah bless, yeah. May Allah bless. May Allah bless.